What if I told you that your garden doesn't have to shut down when the frost hits? Imagine harvesting tender greens even while snow coats the ground, all without a greenhouse. In this video, I'll show you the top cold-loving crops you probably haven't tried, and exactly how to grow them using cold frames, row covers, or low tunnels for winter success. If you think overwintering greens means just kale and spinach, you're missing out on an entire world of hardy, delicious, and underappreciated crops. Many gardeners stop growing once fall frost arrives, but the truth is, with the right varieties and simple season-extending tools, your harvest can keep going well into winter, even in zones 5 and colder. Today we're skipping the usual suspects like kale, lettuce, and carrots. Instead, we're diving into the lesser-known powerhouses, like Mache, Tatsoi, and Claytonia, that not only survive winter, they thrive in it. Plus, I'll walk you through the protection methods I use, from cold frames to low tunnels, and how to time your planting for the longest possible harvest. Let's get into the greens you should be growing this winter. Not all greens can handle the cold, but some are biologically built for it. Winter-hardy greens share a few key traits. First, low, compact growth that hugs the ground, sheltering them from harsh winds. 2. High sugar content in their leaves, which acts like a natural antifreeze by lowering the freezing point of their cell sap. And 3. Many are cut-and-come-again types, meaning they can be harvested multiple times, even after light freezes. These plants don't just tolerate cold, they improve in it. Cold temps trigger a chemical response that makes many of these greens taste sweeter, richer, and more flavorful than when grown in warmer weather. Another factor? Day-length sensitivity. Some of the best overwintering varieties slow their growth in the dark days of winter but don't bolt or die off, allowing you to harvest at a slower pace until light levels return. In USDA zones 5 to 8, many of these crops can overwinter reliably with just row covers or a simple cold frame. Even gardeners in zone 3 or 4 can extend the season dramatically with heavier protection like double-layer tunnels and deep mulch. The key is matching the right variety with the right method, and that's exactly what we'll cover next. Mache, also known as corn salad or lamb's lettuce. Mache is the undisputed champion of cold-loving greens. Native to Europe, this plant thrives in chilly conditions and can survive temperatures down to 5 degrees Fahrenheit with minimal protection. Its small, spoon-shaped leaves are tender and nutty, perfect for winter salads. A look for Viet or Dutch varieties for excellent winter performance. Direct sow in late summer or early fall, about 6 to 8 weeks before your first frost. It grows slowly but steadily and even tolerates shade. Mache is also self-healing, meaning if you harvest gently by pinching the outer leaves, it regrows continuously. Tatsoi, also called Rosette bok choy. Tatsoi forms a low-growing, compact rosette that's built for cold weather. This mustard green cousin develops thick, glossy leaves that become extra sweet after frost. It's cold tolerant to about 15 degrees Fahrenheit and can overwinter in cold frames or low tunnels. Look for Yucchina Savoy for deep texture and strong regrowth. Sow in late August or early September. Harvest by removing outer leaves or cutting the whole head. Tatsoi is excellent in soups, stir-fries, or raw in salads for a mild mustardy bite. Claytonia, also known as miner's lettuce. This edible wild green thrives in cold, damp weather and actually prefers it. Claytonia has delicate, succulent leaves and tiny white flowers. Its flavor is mild, slightly lemony, and packed with vitamin C. Cold tolerant to near-zero temps, it needs only light protection like a low tunnel. Direct sow in early fall, it germinates easily in cooler soils. Claytonia self-seeds and forms a dense mat over time. Harvest young for salads or mature leaves for sautéing. Mustard greens, especially cold-hardy varieties. Spicy and bold, mustard greens aren't just for summer. Many Asian varieties can handle cold surprisingly well, especially Red Giant, Green Wave, and Osaka Purple. Mustards grow quickly and respond well to fall succession planting. Plant in late August to early September and use row cover to shield from hard frosts. Their flavor mellows in cold, becoming sweet and peppery instead of sharp. Cut young for salad mixes or allow to mature for braising. Chervil, also called French parsley. This delicate herb might surprise you. It loves cool weather and dislikes summer heat. Chervil has a soft, anise-like flavor and lacy green leaves perfect for adding subtle depth to winter meals. Chervil germinates best in cool soil, so sow in late summer or early fall. It will overwinter easily in zone 6+ with light cover, and can survive lower with a cold frame. Snip fresh leaves as needed. It's best used raw to preserve its complex flavor. Pak Choi, especially dwarf or baby varieties. While full-size bok choy can be hit or miss in freezing temps, dwarf types like Mache Choi or Tatsoi can handle light frost and thrive under cover. Sow in late summer, 6 to 8 weeks before your frost date. Harvest before deep winter or let it overwinter in a cold frame for slow regrowth. Use whole in stir-fries, soups, or roasted. Endive and Escarole. These leafy chicories are cold champs with a bitter-sweet bite. Escarole is broad-leaved and milder. Endive is curly and sharper, both improve in flavor after frost. Try broadleaf Batavian or Freezy for winter resilience. Sow by mid-August and use heavy mulch or row cover. They overwinter well in zones 6 to 8, and with extra protection in colder zones. Great for braising, grilling, or fresh eating when mixed with other greens. Arugula, especially cold-hardy types. Yes, arugula. Certain cultivars are much more cold-hardy than others. Look for Astro Rosette, or wild Italian types. Arugula grows fast and bounces back from light freezes. Sow in late August through early September for fall harvests, or let it overwinter with protection in zones 5+. Cold weather tames its peppery bite, making it smoother and sweeter. Great for snipping through winter. Winter gardening isn't just about what you grow, it's about how you protect it. Most cold-hardy greens can survive temps down to the teens, or even single digits, with the right protection in place. Here's how to do it right. Cold frames are like mini greenhouses, simple boxes with clear tops that trap solar heat. They're perfect for low-growing greens like Mache, Tatsoi, and Chervil. Use tip. Position facing south for max sun exposure. Vent on sunny days to avoid overheating or fungal issues. Layer with straw or leaves around the outside for added insulation. Cold frames can raise temps 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit higher than outside, which can make all the difference. Floating row covers like Agrabah or Rame create a protective barrier against frost, wind, and snow. Use tip. Use hoops to keep the fabric off delicate leaves. Double up with plastic during extreme cold. Ideal for larger beds and flexible layouts. Row covers allow moisture and light in while preventing frost buildup directly on your plants. Low tunnels are essentially DIY mini greenhouses made from hoops and greenhouse plastic or row cover. Use tip. Combine inner row cover plus outer plastic for double coverage. Ventilation is key. Prop open ends during mild days. Excellent for succession beds and taller greens like mustard or pak choi. They're affordable, easy to build, and extend your growing season by months. Use raised beds or well-draining soil. Soggy soil freezes harder and kills roots. Add compost before planting for better insulation and nutrient retention. Consider deep mulching around the plants with straw or shredded leaves to buffer temperature swings. Plants need less water in cold weather, but don't let them dry out completely. Water early in the day so foliage dries before nightfall. This helps prevent freezing damage and mold. With these tools and tactics, you're not just surviving winter, you're thriving through it. When it comes to overwintering greens, timing isn't just important, it's everything. To harvest successfully through winter, you need to understand two things. 1. Your first expected frost date, and 2. Your crop's maturity rate, usually listed on the seed packet. Most overwintering greens need to be sown 6 to 10 weeks before your average first frost date. This gives them enough time to grow strong roots and establish foliage before growth slows dramatically in cold weather. Here's a simple formula. First frost date minus days to maturity minus 10 extra days for slow fall growth equals your sowing date. For example, if your first frost is October 30th and you're planting Mache, which matures in 50 days, October 30th minus 50 days minus 10 days buffer equals sign sow around August 30th to September 5th. Sow in waves every 7 to 10 days to ensure continuous harvest and avoid having everything mature at once. Some fast growers like arugula and mustard can be planted later, sometimes even after the first frost, especially under cover. Shade cloth or light row cover can help germinate seeds in lingering summer heat. Pre-watering the soil before sowing ensures better sprouting. If sowing directly into beds that had summer crops, clear residue and refresh the topsoil with compost. Plant too late, and your crops won't size up before winter sets in. Plant too early, and they may bolt in the late summer heat. The sweet spot lies in understanding your zone, watching the weather, and making room for a little trial and error each season. Overwintering greens don't just survive the cold, they can regrow again and again if harvested properly, but timing and technique are everything. Always harvest midday when temperatures are above freezing. This is when the plants are thawed and less stressed. Cutting frozen leaves can damage plant tissue and lead to rot. For rosette-forming greens like Mache, Tatsoi, and Claytonia, harvest outer leaves only. Leave the inner crown intact and they'll regrow steadily, even during short winter days. This method gives you multiple harvests from the same plant, especially when protected under row covers or cold frames. In the heart of winter, growth nearly pauses when daylight dips below 10 hours, known as the Persephone period. But don't worry, plants don't die, they hold in place like a living refrigerator. As soon as the days start to lengthen in late winter, usually late January or early February, they'll resume active growth. Plan your winter garden more as a living pantry than a production zone. Winter-grown greens are often more delicate. Use clean scissors or knives to prevent bruising. Dry gently and store unwashed in the fridge to preserve freshness. After each harvest, check moisture levels and mulch lightly to keep soil insulated. A top-up of compost or worm castings between cuttings can support stronger regrowth, especially in late winter. With gentle harvests and the right timing, your winter greens can feed you for months without ever needing a full greenhouse. Let's quickly run through the MVPs of your winter garden, and the tools that make them thrive. Use cut and come again harvesting for long-lasting regrowth. Time your planting 6 to 10 weeks before first frost. Ventilate tunnels on warm days to prevent disease. Think of your bed as a living winter pantry, not just a harvest machine. Overwintering is all about the right varieties, the right timing, and just a little protection. Master those three, and you'll be harvesting greens while everyone else is dreaming of spring. So there you have it, 8 cold, hardy greens that can transform your winter garden into a living pantry of fresh, vibrant food. No greenhouse? No problem. With a few low tunnels, some mulch, and smart timing, you can be out harvesting Mache, Tatsoi, and Claytonia long after the first frost. And best of all, these underrated greens don't just survive the cold, they thrive in it, with richer flavors and better textures than most summer crops. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow garden-loving friends. Drop a comment below and tell me, which winter green are you most excited to try this year? And if you want to keep the momentum going, check out these next videos. Fall Garden Routine, Weekly Checklist for Ongoing Care, Top 10 Fall Gardening Mistakes to Avoid so you don't lose your winter crops early, or Succession Planting for Fall Greens to keep your beds productive even now. Hit subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the upcoming videos on composting in winter, indoor grow light setups, and more cold season magic. Thanks for watching, and may your garden stay green even through the snow.